The following portion of Studio 4 is sponsored by Bestseller Publishing.
Welcome back, everybody. Joining us now is Corey McClurg. She's the author of the book, Get Out of Your Own Way. This is an amazing book that focuses on understanding the impact emotions have on our own health and how we can break through and unlock our health potential. Corey, thank you so much for joining us today. Let's get started by having you tell us how you wrote this book.
Really, it all came about from my own struggles of that, just spending so much mental energy on, my health, whether it was, trying to lose weight or having, real symptoms that I was trying to manage. And finally, I was able to bring a few pieces together from what I already knew about nutrition and overall health, and then learning some psychological components from other areas and just bringing that all together. And I thought, I feel like this is kind of a unique perspective. So much of, health and weight loss and diet is all focused around willpower and just, grinding your way through a diet or a fitness program. And certainly, nutrition and fitness are important, but you're never going to willpower your way into health. Willpower is a very finite resource. And so we really have to understand, how do we get ourselves to a place that we're not conflicted about that stuff, And so this was my attempt to lay that out and say, we can actually get ourselves to a spot where we're choosing ourselves, where we're, making choices for ourselves that compel us forward.
Corey, you've touched on this a little bit already, but can you tell us a little bit more about what role our emotions play in our own personal health?
The bottom line is that we as humans, we do things because of how we feel. We don't do things, out of, or at least not long term, we don't do things out of this willpower motivation. Everything we do is to pursue, how we feel or how we feel about that thing. And so really, I think the magic is number one, dialing up your awareness and getting really curious about what is going on for me in these times. And whether it's I want to, overeat, or I want to eat the unhealthy stuff, or whatever it is, and understanding what that is, and then digging into it and really trying to understand it and stop judging ourselves over it. We're compelled to eat the most calorically dense thing in our environment. And that is just due to, human evolution and our survival instincts. So you're always, you're going to want to feel that. In our modern environment, and these kind of drug-like foods really compound that. They're meant to hijack your brain.
Corey, can you tell us where we can go find your book and where we can go to learn more and understand more about our health?
I'm hoping that everybody can get a little something out of it. Even if you don't make a drastic change tomorrow, I'm hoping that it's helpful in some way. I think you can get the book on Amazon. I'm always trying to get it on new platforms. So if you check on my website, I'll have all of those listed there, and it's just CoreyMcClurg.com. And you'll be able to get it on multiple platforms.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been wonderful talking to you. We have a lot more Studio 4 on the way. Keep it here.
The preceding portion of Studio 4 is sponsored by Bestseller Publishing.